they familiarize with the environment, they engage on social media, they discuss. Consumers learn, and we are saying whatever they learn, whatever they discuss, whatever comes across them during that process, consumers learn, and those things influence their behavior in future. Learning involves changes in an individual's behavior arising from an experience. We are saying, according to Kodler, you can learn through experience. You experience something, and you learn. And we are saying that learning process now definitely influence consumer behavior. And we are saying most of the human behavior is learned over time, out of experience. Everyone do have an experience. You experience as you grow, as you live. You do have different experiences, and those experiences are the ones now which we are calling it's the learning process, and they really influence the way in which consumers behave. Following are the features of consumer learning. Consumer learning is a continuous process which changes as you acquire knowledge. When consumers learn, when consumers experience something, they get new knowledge. When they get that new knowledge, the knowledge now is the one which we are really much concerned with. That knowledge now influence consumer behavior, and this knowledge can be obtained through reading, discussing, observing, or thinking. So when you learn, when you discuss things, when you see things, you learn. This statement reminds me of there was a certain psychologist teacher who used to say that the human brains, it's a sort of a library. You know the library at Africa University. The human brain is like a library. When you read, when you discuss issues, when you observe, or when you think, whenever you get new knowledge, a certain file is created in your brain. So this psychologist indicated that library which is in your brain is called the push-down library. Whenever you learn, whenever you read, you watch news, you get experiences, you create a new file. Like we are doing this lesson, you create a file, and that file, it is inserted in the push-down library, which is in the brains. When now you want to make a decision, or when a certain need, you want to satisfy a certain need, the brain now is organized to such a way that you go and pull the file, like what you do when you go to a physical library. I give you a question, you go to the library. You just don't go to the library and pick most probably a chemistry book. You go to the consumer behavior shelf and you pick the right book. So that is how these the consumers, and that is how people learn. Whenever a need arises, the brain will go and pick information within the brain and try to satisfy that need. What happens now when a person goes and picks a product which doesn't satisfy the need? It means the brain, you went on and you picked the wrong file. You went on and picked the wrong file. So as marketers now, we need to make sure that consumers do have a lot of information. They read a lot of information. Most of them, they engage in discussions so that they know whenever they want to purchase a product, they are going to make the right decision. So this psychologist went on to say that this is the reason why whenever students, they write their exams, a certain student gets 80%, another student gets a fail. The difference is this student who failed went to the library, which is the push-down library, and took a wrong file. So that is the way in which information is kept within the library. And we are saying, as consumers learn now, they are creating these files, millions and billions of these files. Most probably they started when you were very young. You started to create these files. You needed to have experiences. And we are saying these experiences created those files. And that is the learning process which we are talking about. Newly acquired knowledge or personal experience both serve as feedback. I think I have explained this. Are you seeing the slide? Elements of consumer behavior. You can see it. Theories which are used in consumer learning. Just wait a little bit. I just want to take water. 1 minute. Okay. We do have a lot of these learning theories which try to explain these the consumer learning, and they are called behaviorist theories or behaviorism theories, because they focus on, their main focus is on behavior, which is learned through interacting with the environment. So that is the reason why they are called behaviorism theories, because they are coming from a point that whenever consumers interact with the environment, they develop certain behaviors. They learn certain behaviors. So they are sometimes called behaviorism theories. For the purpose of our course, we will discuss only three. We've got classical conditioning theory, we've got operant or instrumental conditioning, and we've got the cognitive learning theory. For those who want to go and do research, there are a lot of these theories. They are not limited to three. There are a lot of these theories. We do have Vroom valence expectancy theory. We do have Adams equity theory. A lot of these theories. But for the purpose of our lesson, we are going to discuss only these three. You may go and do your research. I will not penalize you if you bring another theory, as long as it is a behavioral theory to explain a certain question or a certain phenomenon in an exam. So we are going to start with classical conditioning. Are you seeing the slide? You are not seeing it? I have got to marketing concepts or classical conditioning and consumer behavior. We want to see how marketers can use this theory to influence behavior. Classical conditioning has been long and continues to be an effective tool in marketing and advertising. The general idea is to create an advertisement that has a positive features, that the ad creates enjoyment in the person when a person is exposed to it. We need to create products, or we need to create certain adverts which creates enjoyment. Meaning to say, most probably you get into a shop, whenever you come across a product, you start to salivate. Whenever you see an advert, the internal stimulus is triggered for you to go and purchase a certain product. Whenever you see a product, the internal stimuli now is comes very active, and you engage most probably in impulse buying. Certain behaviors are associated with certain experiences or certain enjoyments. So as marketers now, we are worried about creating that enjoyment to such an extent that when a consumer now compares our product with other products, he or she believes that our products are better. The enjoyable advertisement serves as an unconditional stimulus, and the enjoyment is the unconditional response. Someone wants to join the meeting. Let me check. A similar strategy is used by corporations that sponsor teams or events. For instance, if people develop their products we now want to talk about what is called the operant or conditional or instrumental conditioning. This is another theory. Although classical conditioning is a powerful explanation for how we learn many different things, there is a second form of conditioning that also helps to explain how we learn or how consumers learn. And this theory comes from this guy called Edward Thorndike and Skinner. These are the guys who are behind so operant conditioning research the marketing implication, and these marketing activities includes offering of discounts, offering of certain rebates, offering of rewards programs, frequency of marketing programs. They influence gifts and giveaways. These are some of the issues on these theories. Learning. This theory is initiation through the environment, products,